Hi, good morning, everyone. It's still morning, right? Is it? Hey, I did Miracle Morning Chat and it's still morning time. And I think I'll finish before noon, so that'll be good. I've been trying to do this before, or I don't know. I haven't really had a scheduled time to do this, so. But hey, I was thinking Miracle Morning Chat is nice in the morning, right? Hi, Gladys. How are you? Let's invite some people. So we've been talking about Miracle Morning and all about, I'm just inviting a couple people really quick. It's not really quick though. I wish there was a easier way of doing it. Maybe even before I start, right? That would be awesome. Hi everybody. Okay, so I've been going over Miracle Morning. It just so happens that 2 days ago was my 1 year anniversary of buying the book. And then yesterday on my time hop, good morning. Hi. Yesterday on my time hop, I should have shared it, but it came up that I forgot that the day I read this book, I was like on a mission. And I remember, back in the day, back before kids, I used to be able to read a book this size in a day, easily. One sitting. I'd just sit down and start reading and I wouldn't stop until I was finished. Well, we all know how difficult that becomes when you grow up and become an adult and have children and jobs and just all these things taking your attention away. So even now, it's very hard for me now even to sit with a book. Except my Miracle Morning Time. My Miracle Morning Time is sacred, and I do have that time in the morning, but I love listening to books. So if you love listening to audibles, let me know. I'd love to know if that's how you listen to books. But I've noticed that it's a great time because you can do it during mindless tasks. While you're washing dishes, while you're driving, while you're doing your hair, ironing your hair, it takes a while. You could be listening. That's 15, 20 minutes right there that you can be listening to something that's going to, help you. So anyways, when I did buy this book a year ago, yesterday was a year that I literally sat down and I remember after reading my post that I said to my family, I'm reading this book today, so you got to give me my space. That was mostly to my husband. I was like, I got to get this book read today. It's going to change our life. I just know it, so give me my time, please. And he was like, go for it. And I remember I sat out in the yard all day long and I read the book. So let's get into chapter 6 because we've talked about, a summary of the book, how it's helped me in my life. We've talked about, a lot about, let me just go to there we go. The reason why you want to wake up earlier, the benefit of waking up earlier, and then the 95% reality check, which was crazy. 95% of people aren't going to do this kind of thing. So we also talked about the 5-step snooze-proof wake-up strategy, which was 5 steps that if you take these 5 steps, waking up without snoozing in the morning, are going to help you. Go back and watch my videos. I don't want to take up time on this video going back to the other chapters because there's entire videos dedicated to all those details that I just mentioned. But if this is your first time tuning into one of my Miracle Morning Chats and it interests you, you might want to just know that there's like 6 videos before this that you can search on my timeline for. I got to get them on YouTube too to make it easier to find them all at once, but baby steps. I'm getting there. So chapter 6 is about the lifesavers, okay? SAVERS is an acronym, so SAVERS. I'm going to tell you what they all stand for. They are 6 practices that, according to the author, and I can vouch for it, they are 6 practices that are guaranteed to save you from a life of unfulfilled potential. And I've been on this Miracle Morning just knowledge for the last year. Hey, Adi. Hi, Jolly Vets. How are you? So I've been doing Miracle Morning for about a year now. And I will say that, again, I before Miracle Morning was one way of me living, and after reading it and discovering it was a different way. And it really, you have to read this book, Johnny Vet. You have to, yes. So let me get to it. The 2 quotes I loved from the book that he starts off with: success is something you attract by the person you become. So it's one thing, to say, I'm going to become a whatever, or I'm going to do this. You can say that, but you have to attract that to you by the person you become. You're not just going to, have the best body ever, or you're not just going to have all the money in the world in your bank account. You have to do something to get to that point. So I feel like this book gives you those 6 practices that if you get into these 6 practices, you'll start just Well, for me, this one book, guys, listen, one book made me read 24 other books this last year. Isn't that, I mean, I don't know if you all read that many books in 1 year. I know that I hadn't. So the fact that one book opened up my world to be able to read 22 other books in 365 days, I think that's extraordinary. And the types of books that I've read, I could do one of these series for every single one of those books, because the knowledge out there in books is crazy. And I know that sounds so simple and everyone's like, yeah, duh, of course it is. We know that. But do you read them? I walk into Barnes and Nobles and I almost get sad because I'm like, am I going to have enough time to read all of this? No, right? I'm not. So like I very, like the books that I pick up, I intentionally feel like I'm drawn to them. Or, this book in particular, I had been like told about it so many times that finally I was like, I need a book. You know what? I've heard that one so many times. Let me just pick that one up. And then the 22 books since then have been books like that. Like if a title's been mentioned to me like a couple times, or I see it, or I'm reminded about it, or I pick it up at the bookstore and then, I already have 4 books. Let me put this one back. I've done that to some of these books so many times. And I'm like, you know what? That book belongs in my hands. So I end up getting it somehow eventually. Okay, so this next quote was amazing to me too. I say it to myself every single day. It was one of those quotes that I wrote down and I was like, oh my gosh. And I don't even think it's fully clicked in. So let me just like disclaimer. These things that I'm talking to you about, I've been wanting to do this series for a year. The minute I read this book, I wrote down in my goal sheet that I was going to teach about this one day. And I felt like I was procrastinating this last year, but I don't think it was that I was procrastinating now. In retrospect, I just think that it wasn't the moment yet. I hadn't lived the experience yet. So it's kind of crazy because of the fact that when I just went live one day with a summary, I didn't really intend to do that. It was one of those things that I was like, you know what? When am I going to do it? When? I need to teach about Miracle Morning. I need to share about it. So let me just go today. That's why it's been like a little sporadic and not like on a schedule, because it was one of those things that I pushed myself to do. And then I was kind of like, oh my God, I told these people I was going to come on live every day and do a summary until I was done. Now I have to do it. So here I am with that. All right. So here's the quote. An extraordinary life is all about daily, continuous improvements in the area that matter most. Is that like a light bulb moment for all of you guys? If it is, like, I don't know, right? Light bulb moment hashtag. Because that to me was like, oh my gosh, here we are, like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Or we live for these big moments when what we don't realize is that life is happening every single day, and it's the daily continuous improvements that help us. Come here. So, got my doggy. See my Minnie? She cuddles with me every morning during Miracle Mornings. So that's like our alone time. The family is kind of jealous because they're like, Minnie's like your dog. Like you're her person, huh? And I'm like, I totally am. And I think it's because the last year we spend our mornings cuddling on the couch together. So let's talk about the potential gap. Hey, how are you, Hailey? All right, so most of us live our lives on the wrong side of a very huge gap in our potential. Isn't that the truth? It's a gap which separates who we are from who we can become. Think about it. If all we do, if we're living on this like hamster wheel almost, we have a potential gap, and we all know it. We are all often frustrated with ourselves, our lack of consistent motivation. Oh my God, me, right? Effort and results in one or more areas of our life. Is that true? Is that like ringing a bell with anyone? We spend too much time thinking about the actions we should be taking to create the results that we want, but then we don't take those actions. And I'm still guilty of that 100%. Even a year later of doing this, I'm still guilty of that because, again, this isn't about an overnight change or an overnight thing. This is about daily, continuous improvements. Forever. You never stop that. So I love this. We all know what we need to do. We just don't do it consistently. We just don't do consistently what we know we have to do. And that's guilty again, okay? Still. But that's okay because I'm getting better at it every moment. You know, it's the daily continuous improvements. Always remember that. Your life is not what you think it is. So most of us are so busy. We're so busy trying to manage, maintain, or even create, or even just to survive, you know, like I think I've even mentioned that, like the beginning years of motherhood is like survival mode, you know what I mean? But we're trying to survive our life situation that we don't make the time to focus on what's most important, which is, you know what? Our life, the daily, our life. That is what's most important. But we're too busy trying to manage and maintain or survive just that situation that we're going through at that moment that we don't focus on what's important. Our life, the now, what's happening, the daily. So what's the difference? Our life situation is a set of external circumstances, events, people, and places that surround us, right? That is our life. But it's not who we are. Okay, we're more than our life situation. And your life is who you are at your deepest levels. But how are you ever supposed to figure that out if you're just constantly running? You need time for yourself. And Miracle Morning does that. It gives you that time for yourself in the morning. And look, if you can't do it in the morning, you figure it out. I know it's called Miracle Morning. I know it suggests that you wake up earlier. I've had friends tell me, no, I can't wake up any earlier. Don't even go there with me. I wake up at 4:45. What do you expect from me? And I'm like, no. It's not only about that. Just read the book. Just read it and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Where was I? I have notes, guys, because if I don't have notes, I'll be talking for like 2 hours. So your life is who you are at the deepest levels. Your life is made up of the internal components, attitudes, and mindsets that can give you the power to alter, enhance, or change your life situation at any given moment. So at any given moment, you can internally make a change. Okay, and I've done that a couple of times. If you knew some of the crazy things I've done to just change my life situation, that's what got me here home with my children, right? So your life is made up of the physical, the intellectual, the emotional, and the spiritual parts that make up every human being. So our physical obviously includes like our body, our health, our energy. Our intellectual incorporates our mind, our intelligence, our thoughts. Our emotional takes into account our emotions, our feelings, and our attitudes. And then our spiritual includes intangibles such as your spirit, your soul, and the unseen higher power. Okay? So knowing that, your life is where your ability to create... You know what? Do you want to go? You don't want to be here with me? Because you keep barking to go out there. Your life is where your ability to create new feelings, perspectives, beliefs, and attitudes in your inner world lies. So that you can create or alter the circumstances, relationships, results, and anything else in the external realm of your life situation. That's a little like, ooh, what does that mean? Pretty much our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. And I know that's so hard to understand. Let me get the dog out of here because she doesn't want to be in here. Guys, give me a second. I'm still live. So, I'm there. So what does that mean? Because it's like, no, my internal or my external, it has nothing to do with each other. And it kind of does. It really does. But that's like a whole other book and tons of books and just knowledge. But if you focus time and effort each day in developing what I told you before, your pies, physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual parts of you. If you take time every day to work on that and constantly become a better version of yourself, then you'll start seeing what I'm talking about and your life situation will inevitably, almost automatically improve. Okay, when I found this book, I was in a really not so good place. So, year difference, oh yeah. That's why I'm here talking about it, okay? Your daily personal development will be instrumental for your transformation. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. My daily morning inspirational posts are from all these books that I read. Just personal development. I am in network marketing, and network marketing in my profession, that's kind of like part of the job description. You gotta like personally develop yourself, and it's awesome. It's a great thing for your industry to require of you. You know what I mean? Because it does really make you a better person. So when you see all the network marketers all happy and positive, it's not fake. It is coming through because of the books we're reading. Because I know all my network marketers, if you're in network marketing, #network marketing, you've probably read this book, or you've read probably we can share reading lists, and I'm sure we have the same books. So it's crazy because there was another point that only 5% of our entire population does this kind of thing. Obviously in network marketing, it's a bigger population because we're taught to do it. But can you imagine that 95% of people not in my industry are not reading for pleasure? Or not even for pleasure, but for growth. So that's why I kind of just want to show you, if you think I'm positive, you think I'm always happy, you think everything's always perfect, it's not. It's so not. It's because of my personal development that's helped me in every way, shape, and form. So your daily personal development will be instrumental for your transformation. If this is true of you, please, I know it, share in the comments that your stories. Time to save the life you deserve to live. So here's what we do. Your level 10 life eludes you when you're overwhelmed and overrun with your day-to-day life situation. So if every day you're just complaining, you're just waking up and you're just miserable and you just don't like your job and you don't like the situation you're in and you're just overrun and overwhelmed with your day-to-day life situation, we really need to wake up, right? Because you're living life. You're letting life just pass you by getting stuck on that, okay? So your life situation is eating up all of your time. Give me a second. So that your life and what matters most is not getting attended to. And that is so true. Like all this time before I had this and before I attended to what it was that I wanted, years were just passing by. That's why I'm about to be, 40 almost. And I'm like, whoa, when did that happen? I was just 19. I was just 16. I was just 20. Like, whoa, slow down. When did this just escape me? Well, I was too busy, probably worried and stressed and all this hamster wheel stuff that my life has eluded me. So that's why I'm reining it in. In order to save your level 10 life from being neglected and limited by the demands of your life situation, which ultimately leads to a life of regret, unfulfilled potential, and even mediocrity, you must prioritize and dedicate time each day to you. So this is where taking care of you comes in. Ever since I started doing this, I take baths now. I'm going to go get my hair cut today. Those were things I wouldn't spend the time on, the money on. I didn't think why am I going to take money away from my family's budget to go get my hair done? I mean, it's fine. And it's not all about money because most of my stuff doesn't even cost money. Taking a bath, putting on a mask, just sitting at night journaling with a candle on, or sitting outside after everyone goes to sleep at night and just sitting out there with a glass of wine and a favorite book or something I'm listening to. These are things that I never did. I never took time for myself. No wonder you're just kind of run down. Okay, so this gave me that back. So Miracle Mornings, the Miracle Morning Savers. So Savers is the acronym that you remember. I need you to stop trying to pick the lock. I'm live. I need you just to stop, okay? It also helps you, kind of. They know I'm live, but Miracle Morning Savers is a set of 6 simple, life-enhancing, life-changing daily practices, okay? So each of which is going to develop either one or more of those parts, the pies, the physical, the intellectual, the emotional, and the spiritual aspects of your life. So I'm not just telling you all this and then saying figure it out. The book tells you what you could do in those areas. So if you're attending to all these little areas, you can become who you need to be to create the life that you want, guys. Light bulb for me. And then the last year, living it. It's crazy. So remember, when you can change your inner world, which is your life, then your outer world, which is your life situation, will improve in parallel. It will. Because joy and angst can't coexist. It just can't. Like, I'm feeling so joyful right now. I don't feel my depression. But if I was feeling my depression right now, I would probably not even be able to go live. Actually, I would not be able to have gone live to do this because there has to be some kind of joy to come out here and do this right now. Okay? So each of the 6 personal development tools that make up the Life Savers will help you become the person you need to be to easily attract, create, and live the most extraordinary life you have ever imagined. So what are they? Life Savers. Here they are. S, Savers. The S in Savers is for silence. So 5 minutes that you just take to yourself every day. Look how simple this is. 5 minutes that you can just sit in silence and breathe. We never even get to do that. right? Okay. A, next letter in the acronym is for affirmations. Spend another 5 minutes doing affirmations. That can be as simple as, I'm going to have a great day today. I'm not going to let anything bother me. I'm going to have a great day today. I'm not going to let anything bother me. You can repeat the same thing over and over again. I have like a list of things that I wrote out that I just read. So what I did personally for affirmations is I did like relationships, marriage, business, children, family, friends. I had different labels of like my priorities. And then I just wrote a sentence or two of what I wanted to do that day to make sure that I was attending to those needs, right? So V, the next one is V for visualization. That's why maybe having a vision board is a great idea. Just kind of visualize. If you want to take a trip this year, write it down. Like I have been wanting to go to the mountains every December for like the last 5 years. Every December, I want to rent a cabin in the mountains. But that's all I ever say. I just, hey, I want to rent a cabin in the mountains in December. I want to rent a cabin, like the whole month of December. So you know it's going to take, an extra amount of money that you can say, yeah, I'm going to go spend $3,000 to rent a house in the mountains. So, it hasn't happened yet. So, yes, Natalie, I've been wanting to do this for like a year. So the house in the cabins hasn't happened yet, guys. Okay, not even a weekend. I've even been like, okay, fine, I'll just do a weekend. I won't go a whole month. All right, that's a little, exaggerated. But guess what? Now I have a vision board. I just made it maybe 2 weeks ago. So you see, I've been doing this for a year without a vision board. It takes time to get all your ducks in a row. And like a friend told me the other day, she reminded me that I told her once, you're never going to get your ducks in a row. She reminded me that I told her that, and she told me that that was an inspiration to her in her life. And I thought, I needed those words right back. Because it's like, you're right, you're never going to have your ducks in a row. So maybe that's why I finally came on and started doing this series, Natalie. But so visualization, I finally got my vision board done. And now guess what my vision board has? Mountains. It has a cabin. It has the porch looking at the cabin with some, with a coffee cup. So now I'm visualizing, and you better believe you're going to see me posting about that cabin rental one of these winter months. Hopefully this December. Hey, hopefully this December. But it's not going to happen if I don't work toward it, right? If I don't visualize it. So that's V. E is for exercise, which it also took me about 10 to 11 months to get to in my 1 year journey. I just kind of skipped it all together. It's a lot of things to work on, a lot of habits. But I did get to it. Then the hurricane happened. I hurt my toe, so I haven't really gotten back to that, but I'm going back to it. So exercise, at least 20 minutes. So silence is about 5 minutes. Affirmations, 5 minutes. Visualization, 5 minutes. Exercise, about 20. Even though when I exercise, I did it for an hour, and I did it for an hour on the treadmill while listening to a book on my Audible. Okay, so I combined, because the next one is R for reading, which is 20 minutes. 20 minutes is not enough for me to read, so I do it longer. And then S is for scribing. So silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Those are the 6 habits that you are also creating along with waking up earlier, okay? So you may think, oh, forget it, stop. I'm pressing stop right now. I don't have time for all that in the morning. That's fine. I think chapter 7 is about that. So we'll do that. We'll do chapter 7 right now as well, because chapter 7 literally is letting you know, hold on, don't give up. Don't just write it off and say that you're not going to be able to do this. You can. Here's what you're going to do instead. Wake up 6 minutes earlier. You can do that. Wake up 6 minutes earlier and do a 6-minute miracle morning. 1 minute of silence and breathing. 1 minute of repeating an affirmation that you would like to live by that day. Like maybe that day you just want to make someone smile. I will make someone smile today. I will make someone smile today. Maybe that's your affirmation. Maybe it's something else. I will not let anything get me down today. I will not, whatever it is. 1 minute. 1 minute of looking at your vision board and visualizing either the life you want in general, or maybe you just want to take it back and visualize just that day. Maybe you have a bad situation and you just want to visualize like you getting through your day with your boss and your drive to work. Drive to work, start listening to something, and I bet you're going to want your drive to be longer and with more traffic. I swear you will. I always want the red lights to catch me now because I want to be able to to sit and concentrate. or text, but whatever. Your minute 4 will be writing down one sentence of one thing you're grateful for. And then your 5th minute would be reading one page or reading one page of a book or reading through some inspirational quotes or something that you maybe get delivered to your inbox that's really short. And then your 6th minute, you're going to stretch. So there goes your exercise. So do you see that? Yes, if you don't have an hour in the morning to do this before everyone wakes up, you can do it in 6 minutes. You can, okay? Make everything 30 seconds and you can do it in 3 minutes. But there's no reason why in the morning, even on the days I was running late, 6 minutes would have really made me late, but you shouldn't be waking up that close to being late to work anyways. Because that's why you're so unshoveled in the morning and your day always starts crazy because your morning starts crazy. Okay? So, so I did it. That's it. I did chapter 6 and I did chapter 7, I just realized, because chapter 7 is really just telling you, on the one hand, we all want to be happy. On the other hand, we all know the things that make us happy, but we don't do those things. Why? Simple. We're too busy. Too busy doing what? Too busy trying to be happy. Isn't that an awesome quote? But it should be a little bit of a wake-up call. We're so busy trying to be happy that we're not doing the things that would make us happy. Okay? So 6 minutes, if you don't have a whole hour, or 3 like me, like I wake up at 5 in the morning, and I have about 3 hours to myself. I really should wake up like at 4 or 3 because I want more time, but that's kind of crazy. But 6 minutes will do the trick. Here's another quote. I don't have time to wake up early. You have time, okay? You got to make the time, because don't be too busy trying to be happy and not do the things that will make you happy. All right, that's it. Chapter 6, chapter 7, that was quick. I'm telling you, I read this book in one day. It's a quick read. If you love this, tell me. I haven't gotten much reaction in this one. I know it's like the middle of the day, so I'm sorry about that. I know you guys will go back. Hi, Yvette. I know you'll go back and watch in the replay. So if you're watching on the replay, #replay. Tell me what you got out of this. If you love it, I've been doing every chapter. So go back to my wall and kind of scroll through. All the videos they look alike. Like I made it look exactly alike. So if you're just scrolling by fast on my wall, you can find the Miracle Morning Chats. I put a little, the sun, the coffee, Miracle Morning Chat, and then I tell you what chapter I talked about. Jessica, you always tune in when I'm like about to leave, but you can catch the replay, okay? We did chapter 6 and chapter 7 today. Chapter 8 is about customizing your miracle morning. So don't leave me yet. You can customize your own miracle morning. Some people have to do it at night. Then you do it at night. You do it at night. But you could still wake up 6 minutes early just to kind of breathe. Don't do what I did for 10 years, which was wake up, what was it, like 8 minutes before I had to leave the house. It was crazy, okay? No, not 8 minutes before I had to leave the house. It was like 15 minutes. Like 15 minutes before I had to leave the house. Crazy, okay? Don't do that. No wonder I was disheveled. No wonder I was all out of whack. And then when kids came into the picture, forget it. Crazy mama. No wonder I quit my job. Maybe if I would have found Miracle Morning, I wouldn't have had to quit my job. But then again, this is the life that I wanted to create. The not having to work the 9 to 5. So we're all in the place we need to be, right? Unless you're not making a change and you're just constantly just doing the same thing. Get out of your comfort zones. It's the best. And I'm going to show you why, because I'm living it. I'm living that moment. I did this yesterday, where you see that little dot. That little dot is normally our comfort zones. Trust me. My comfort zone is probably smaller than that. But as you pop out of your comfort zone and you do something else and you do something else and you do something else and you change something else and you just explore, it's going to just blow up. All right. Yes, Natalie, get the book. Oh, you have to buy it again? This is like this book does not leave my sight. So many people have wanted to borrow it. And I'm like, I can't let you borrow it. I have like notes all over it. Like I write it and I go back to it and read a couple chapters. Actually, I like listening to it again. If I'm ever going to reread a book, I do like listening to it. There's something about listening to a book that's actually better. Like many times you won't go back and reread a book because even while you're rereading, you're like, oh, I already read this. But if you're listening, you hear something differently. Okay? All right. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.